Hello. Hello, everyone. What are we all doing today? We're getting ready to play more Danganronpa. I think everything's fine. I think everything's in order. Nobody has tuned in yet, but it's fine. So, this is a random stream at like 9 p.m. because I slept from like 3 p.m. to 7:30. So there you go. That's where we're at in life. I wish I could have streamed in the morning time, but I was recording The Boys for the live channel. So, did I set up all my skills? I'm pretty sure I set up Beach Muscle. I set up everything. We're good. So, all my skills are set up. I'm gonna go over my truth bullets for a second, because we're about to start the 5th trial with Nagito's death. So, victim is Nagito KOMAEDA. Body was discovered inside the warehouse near the Monokuma plushie factory. Estimated time of death believed to be noon sharp. Not only is there a spear stab in the stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there is a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand. Both of Nagito's legs were tied with rope, and each rope was tied to a nearby pillar, which prevented him from moving. His thighs were also covered with a lot of stab wounds. The rope that was tied up to Nagito's right arm burned out. However, Nagito's right sleeve still looked clean. A survival knife that was stabbed into Nagito's right arm. The knife is from the military base. It's safe to assume that the wounds on Nagito's legs and left arm were caused by this knife, which means that they weren't. Well, they were, but like, if the game is assuming something, you can just be a contrarian and you might be right. Blood was splattered on the palm of Nagito's left hand for some reason. For some reason, the splatter cuts off at the middle of his palm. Also, the back of his left hand has a natural blood stain that only above the middle joints of the fingers. Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape. However, the blood that was splattered onto his face wasn't under the duct tape. The tape itself had a lot of crinkles in it, as if Nagito was separately moving in his mouth underneath it. The spear impaled through Nagito's stomach. A cord, this is a spear of Gungnir. A cord with an iron weight at the end of it stands in the back of the handle. For some reason, only the section where the cord and the weight touch is bloody. Okay. Monokuma plushie. A life-size Monokuma plushie that was found on the floor near the fire origins point. It has a huge bloody hole in the stomach as if it was stabbed. A faint red line was on the ceiling girder inside the goods warehouse. A lot of tipped-over Monokuma panels were scattered around the goods warehouse. In one area, the panels seemed to be laying on top of each other in a straight orderly line. Oil lighter. Found at the fire origins point. Looks like this is what caused the fire. MP3 player comes with speakers. The music that was blaring throughout the warehouse where Haarute and others arrived was coming from this. Sonia secretly used one of the bombs from the military base on the ancient ruins and found that the bombs were fake. At the time, Monomi was apparently peeking at the whole thing. Monokuma knew all along that the bombs were fake. However, he apparently never revealed the fact to anyone. The diary that Monomi updated every day, or did she? According to Monokuma, Monomi can't write. These were hidden at Nagito's cottage under his bed. Yeah, my gas mask and gloves. Piece of blue paper. Found at Nagito's cottage under his bed is a round, thin piece of aluminum paper. Poison found inside the refrigerator at Nagito's cottage. The warning label on the back of the bottle states, "This enchanted liquid is highly potent and takes effect immediately. Please handle with care." Though its volatility is low, the liquid is very dangerous. When vaporized in gaseous state, it is heavier than air. It breaks down in minutes, and it is acceptable to hydrolysis. So it is possible for you to poison someone to death without any complications. Keep this liquid secure by storing it in a cool place in a glass or plastic container away from sunlight. I saw like half of it was missing. I remember that. This file contains Hope Speak Academy student profiles for R6 and students participating in the school trip. Due to the fact that Monokuma forged the trader's profile, looking at this, one can identify what the trader is. I would assume it's Haarute, because he's the only one that's not an ultimate. He's a reserve corps student. Yes. Oh, another thing that I thought about. I was talking to a friend about what my thoughts are on Danganronpa so far, like what my theories are, and I just realized that. Like, I did say that maybe Nagito killed himself in some way, in some bullshit way, because it would be the most on-brand thing for him to do, to leave us like a final challenge to prove that we're worth it, by killing himself in the most bullshit way. But I realized that, like, he could have just asked Monokuma to kill him, and it would theoretically mean that he committed suicide. He just used Monokuma as a tool. He could have done that. if we refer to like Celeste in the first game and Peko in the second game, we can say that you can use someone else as a tool, as long as you're the one that came up with the idea. So theoretically, that could have been something that happened. Okay, everything's ready. We may begin. Class trial. We're ready. Let's go. All rise.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
We've been doing this for 2 games, bro. I think I got it.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for if you vote correctly, then only the blackened will risk. I'll punish everyone besides.
I'm gonna be serious this time.
Oh my, Monami? My cute little sister? You're awfully quiet. What's happened to you? You've ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon? Because you're a rabbit?
We have so many truth bullets that like do not concern the class trial, which makes me think that this is gonna be some bullshit. Also, people in chat have said that this is gonna be some bullshit, so I'm excited.
Chesto!
Is that like a Street Fighter reference? I don't remember. Doesn't like Makoto say, oh, she's not.
One more time! Jeez! How about this one? This will be my final blow!
Sure, we're doing the Odas. Nothing. It's a person who's like pilots Monomi is not piloting her anymore.
It's useless.
Mudada.
Please stop! I feel bad for Monomi.
You're right. Now's not the time for me to horse around with Monami. The class trial has started, after all. The victim this time is Nagito, who was attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
I said this before. There's 0 chance that it was like another student. Like, okay, that isn't like Hajime or Shiaki, because it has to have been someone important. I feel like we're in the part of the game that where, like, this is the plot game. It's no longer the murder game, so it had to have been Hajime Chiaki himself, Monami, or Monokuma, like, or some other important player behind the scenes. Like, it can't have been like a Kane or like Sonia or Kazuichi or Fuyuhiko. Like, okay, let's go.
If he was killed for trying to reveal the traitor,
And it is safe to assume it was the
that
traitor.
traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
No, that might not be it.
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor? They didn't call out when we were in danger. Wait. Don't tell me you're the traitor.
Don't say something so stupid. There's no way in hell I'm the traitor.
You're too dumb for that. You're too much of a simp. Like, we can safely assume that you're not the traitor.
Now that's more like it. Why don't you guys hurry and start arguing already?
The traitor and the killer who murdered Nagito is here, right? Are they the same person? Oh, Gundam's cross is an X, like an actual X, the letter X. Or, okay, make your argument. What are we doing? We're arguing about like the traitor, so okay, it doesn't matter. Let's just hear what they have to say.
Killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up.
What were they trying to find out by torturing him?
Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
Okay. Why did the killer have to torture Nagito? No, were the wounds to Nagito's body really caused by torture in the first place? Were they? Okay, so torture wounds. the rope that was tied to Nagito's right arm burned off. However, Nagito's right. Well, I don't remember what truth bullets do I have. Let me look at them.
Killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut.
Okay, so let me look at my truth bullets right now. So, wait.
I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
So, what truth bullet do I have? I'm looking at them on MS Paint because this gives me more time to think. Torture wound, survival knife, duct tape, Monokuma plushie, Monokuma panels. I don't think that's relevant. Oil lighter. Monokuma's account. Interesting. Okay. So now let's listen to them
The
again.
reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
Yeah.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up.
What were they trying to find out by torturing him?
Definitely the bomb.
The bomb's hiding. No. This trial is gonna be some bullshit, I can tell right now. If I'm like lost in like the first one already. Okay, let's read duct tape. Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape. However, the blood that was splattered onto his face wasn't under the duct tape. The tape itself had a lot of crinkles in it, as if Nagito was desperately moving his mouth underneath it. So, yes, the wounds were inflicted after the duct tape was put in. So, that lines up with torture a little bit. What is the deal with this Monokuma plushie? A life-size Monokuma plushie that was found on the floor near the fire's origin point. Near the fire's origin point. That's interesting. It has a huge bloody hole in the stomach, so as if it was stabbed. Like maybe this is it, the Monokuma plushie. It's like, what was the deal with the plushie then? If it was just torture.
So, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I think we're just talking
I
about
found it by
Fuyuhiko now.
coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
There's no way I'd torture someone. I mean, you're the ultimate Yakuza. You would know about torture. No, were the wounds in Nagito's body really caused by torture in the first place?
The killer didn't tape Nagito.
Wait, let me read about the survival knife though. Where is it? Where is it? Where's the knife? There it is. Survival knife that was stabbed into Nagito's right hand. The knife is from the military base. It's safe to assume that the wounds on Nagito's legs, left arm were caused by this knife. Okay. Let's try the plushie.
I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
No, it's not the plushie. Okay, so the fact that like the first thing is trying to refute.
I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
Wait, what was Monokuma's account again? Monokuma knew all along that the bombs were fake. He never relayed the fact to anyone else. Oh, is that it? They were torturing him.
Because the killer tortured Nagito.
Is that not it? Because they were torturing him in order to know the bombs, right? But if no one knew, then
The killer
okay,
didn't
then
tape
it's not
Nagito's
that.
mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's
I'm just gonna
body was
shoot
covered
random
with
shit
wounds.
into that one.
It's because the killer tortured.
Is that it, really?
No, that's wrong.
Duct tape. Okay. Let's hear the logic. My brain is still in slow mode
Nagito's
because I
mouth was
slept.
covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything.
Oh! Duh, yes.
If he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that.
Duh.
I'm prepared.
Okay. Sure. We're having a sword fight.
Ah, I just realized it. It's a trap.
Sure.
Trap?
Stupid Hajime. You got caught in that trap.
Stupid. Sure. What are we? Okay, sure. Okay. Fucking, I don't know. Let's hear what he has to say first.
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. They wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
I can't back down!
Gotcha. Okay. Advance.
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Yeah.
Pay attention. This is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location.
No.
Then, after they killed him,
Well,
they duct taped his mouth shut.
after they killed him.
Whew, that was close, you guys.
No, because of
Thanks
the.
to me, you guys didn't get caught in the trap.
No, is it torture ones? Let me read that. Wait, what did he just say? They taped Nagito's mouth after getting information from it? That's true. That sounds reasonable. No, because the blood splatter was on top of the tape. That clearly contradicts the truth. If you had listened to me until the very end, I wouldn't have to go through the trouble of repeating myself.
Pay attention. This is how it went down.
Do I just go
First,
duct tape
the killer
again?
tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him,
Sure.
Allow me to cut through those words!
I just literally have to repeat myself.
No, there's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
what did you say?
Who cares about the duct tape? We might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors.
Akane, listen, I love you, girl, but no. We need to do this right.
We don't
Or
need
we
to play a
die.
game. It's clear the duct tape was on his mouth before the torture even began.
Because of the blood on him.
You always side with Hajime. Do you have a crush on him or something?
We can only hope. Are you in elementary school or something?
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
So the wound's
Blood on
gonna have
his
been
face came from his
inflicted until the
arms.
duct tape was on him.
Which means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles around his mouth. He must have been struggling to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so we wouldn't be able to scream. Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture. It was to keep his mouth shut.
However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity.
They probably had a deep grudge against Nagito.
Yeah.
Then, are
Why
you saying
even
the
do
killer
that?
was trying to
That's
make
too
him
much.
suffer?
If so, it's friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
I mean, he was impaled with a spear after being stabbed like 40 times.
No,
On
they
each
didn't
limb?
just go crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard. If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
The warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
We can't think of any other reason.
But who could have done that? When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse.
Hi, Heaven Champy, how are you doing? Yo.
Yeah. And right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames started burning from the very back.
Which means, it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
Oh, I just realized, when Akane kicked the door open, she probably pushed the Monokuma panels that fell on a domino pattern, and that somehow triggered the lighter. I don't know what mechanism that would have been, but it was. Nagito's cross on his face has like blood dripping from it. It's like a special X. Doing good. I'm glad.
The killer isn't one of us. But that's not the case, huh?
I'm okay. I'm doing
wishful
alright.
thinking.
I slept for like 4 hours and woke up like an hour ago. I'm still kind of at
Even if it
40%
was only a
capacity,
coincidence, the timing was just too perfect.
which is why we're doing this stream at this time of day instead of in the morning. In the morning, I had to record an episode of The Boys for the reaction channel.
Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of
I don't know
setup
how
was
long this
used
trial
for
is gonna
this.
be, but we might go up until like midnight or more. We'll see.
Some kind of setup? Like what?
I do not know that, but
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect.
Bro, chill. I literally want to start. I literally want to go back and like watch every episode of Danganronpa 2. Well, not watch all of them, but like I want to find every instance of this guy doing this shit and me saying bro chill, because I feel like I can make a compilation that lasts like at least a couple minutes of every time he's simping and I'm just like, bro, stop.
Alrighty then. Let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
My god.
Damn right it is.
Okay, she's confident. The reason for the fire, huh? They're right, we need to clear that up first. We have the lighter, we have the Monokuma panels, we have the burn rope. I'm not sure how the burn rope does anything. Lighter and Monokuma panels. Those are 2 bullets.
The direct cause of the
Let me read those bullets. Monokuma panels. The power Monokuma panels was scattered around the goods warehouse. Sonya's finding her own way. I like Sonya a lot. I really do like Sonya a lot. You haven't seen the thumbnail for the previous stream because that hasn't aired yet on the YouTube channel, but it is the dialogue box of Sonya going like shit, fuck, son of a bitch, whatever she said. It was so funny. In one area the panels seem to be laying on top of each other in a straight orderly line, but at the fire's origin point. Looks like this is what caused the fire. Okay.
the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
Not contradicting
The
that.
killer used some kind of setup. He lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter.
No.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If
Okay.
they tipped over the lighter in some way,
Monokuma panels.
it could have ignited the curtain.
Some way?
Maybe they used invisible thread.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
No, not sound waves.
Or perhaps opening the door caused intense wind pressure to tip over the lighter.
Okay. At some point there I had to shoot the panels. I know what it
The direct
was. I
cause of
just
the
don't know
fire
where do I have to shoot it.
The oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
The killer used some kind of setup. He lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
Some way?
Maybe they used invisible thread.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
Probably not
Perhaps
sound.
opening the door caused.
This. There we
I
go.
agree with that.
There we go.
I also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
Just as I thought, it was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan.
Alright, Sonya.
No, not wind pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels.
Yep.
A huge number of tipped-over Monokuma panels were found at the
It
crime
was a
scene,
domino
right?
effect in order for the lighter to fall.
It looked like they were
Burn.
scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line. Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
Alright.
Does that mean anything?
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
A domino effect. You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
I love that Akane is like, what's a domino?
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels. So when
Alright, oh,
opened
we
the
have a
warehouse
straight up
door,
graph.
The first panel toppled into the second.
Okay. So, yes, doors open, Monokuma panels, they turn the lighter. That starts the fire. Did Nagito like free himself at some point? And that is somehow the rope on the right hand was burned, which is why then he was stabbed through the hand. What is the deal with the Monokuma bullshit that it was stabbed though? And the MP3 player, like whatever.
there,
I'm just
they
like,
felt
I have
like
no idea how
dominoes
that
until they
works.
reached the
I have
ladder
no
at
idea
the
what
end.
happened there.
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
That's probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse, so we wouldn't notice them.
Oh yeah, the lights were off.
So
Nice.
the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect.
And
Smart.
one more thing. There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
The killer did one other thing to hide the domino effect. Oh god, I have what? Oh, the MP3 player?
I see.
Make us distracted? I was so lost at the
You were
beginning.
talking
I
about
was
the
a little bit
MP3
lost
player,
too.
right?
Well, I was lost on like the first thing I had needed to say, which was what was it? Like the first thing in the trial, I was like, what am I doing? But I'm okay. Oh, the duct tape on the mouth, because I didn't realize that you can't interrogate someone if they can speak. But that's on me.
That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse masked the sound of the falling panels.
There we go. That's why the MP3 was there. The inside of the warehouse felt even darker because our eyes were still used to the bright sunlight outside. Within that darkness, a loud hymnal blared throughout the warehouse at full volume. Hey, do you guys hear something? Yeah, it's really damn loud. Does Naito like listen to this depressing crap? No, I'm not talking about the music. And as if on cue, it suddenly started to fire. Yeah.
That's it. So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
Yep.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing,
Oh
right?
yeah, I kind of did realize that something else was happening, as I kind of usually does.
Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse.
It's fine, I'll open it slowly because it wouldn't open. Probably because of the panels, which is why she kicked it open, I remember this. No, that's not the problem. Seriously, it will be fine! With those words, I kind of brushed off everyone's warnings and slowly opened the door to the warehouse. Oh, it's not opening. Is there something blocking the door? I can barely open it. I knew it, it's a trap. Seriously, just stop it, okay? Didn't I tell you it'll be fine and just get used a little more force? What happened to open it slowly? I can't ignore the protest, and with a mighty kick, the door flew open. Whatcha?
Ah, so the door was being blocked by a Monokuma panel.
Yep.
And when we opened the door, the domino effect started, and the falling panels eventually reached the lighter.
Yeah, and that's how the warehouse caught on fire. At least, that's how it looks.
You don't look so sure.
At the time, Akane mentioned that she could barely open the door.
I mean, are we talking about the weight? I don't know how big the panels are or how much do they weight. But like, I would have thought that like you would be able to open the door if there's like a panel blocking it. There would have to be something else that would be blocking it in order for you to not be able to open it at all.
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
But the blocked doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem. I mean, that door was the only entrance to the warehouse.
If that door was the only entrance to the warehouse, I see. So the problem Chiaki is talking about is we couldn't take any merch. The killer couldn't have left.
I see.
I mean,
If the panel was so close to the door,
But, like-
it could barely be opened.
but yeah, the setup was like laid out like way before that, like before we met up when we were talking about the bomb, the alleged bomb, because Nagito died at noon, and that was at 12:30, so half an hour later.
The killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
Now that you mention it.
Does that mean they were hiding inside?
Who? We were all outside the warehouse, you know.
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used.
You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
Huh?
You don't mean...
But if that's true, this murder,
Hajime? What do you mean?
the person who hit up the domino effect inside the warehouse. There's only one person who could have done. Okay, the game is gonna be like select someone, and am I just gonna have to select Nagito? let me. Is it?
This is my answer.
Right away.
What if it was Nagito?
Why'd you bring him up? He's the victim, you know.
He wasn't just the victim. Maybe.
Oh my god.
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
He was the victim. And he was the perpetrator, too. Maybe.
Are you saying this was a suicide? Don't be stupid.
Dun dun dun. The fact that this is brought up so early makes me think that it might not be the case. It would be too easy if it was himself.
Covered in torture wounds, or did you already forget? Are you saying those were all self-inflicted?
But Nagito might do something like that, don't you think?
I like that Chiaki's on the same page that I am. You know, he could have done it. We know him. That's something like he would do.
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember?
And they're like, how?
Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
Yeah, you're right.
Unless he has Monokuma to do it. And Monokuma was just another tool. I mean, maybe Monokuma would have been like, well, I'm not gonna interfere. But like, if it's Nagito's idea, then Monokuma isn't the killer. He's just another tool that the killer is using. The killer is also the victim, though.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
It seems we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
Never thought of it that way. I mean, I thought about that. Oh, you weren't here when I said it. I thought about it talking to a friend like last night. Because I was like, I just did like chapter 5. I'm about to start a trial. And my friend was like, what are your thoughts? Do you have any theories or whatever? And I just dropped a bunch of theories. And then while talking about it, I thought, if he killed himself, he could have just asked Monokuma to do shit. Because I was wondering, how did the wounds happen? How did the tying up and all that happen if it was himself? And I was thinking that he could have used Monokuma as a tool. Because if we refer to Celeste in the first game, and if we refer to Peko in the second game, we can say that you can use someone else as a tool as long as you're the person who like thought about committing the crime. So Monokuma would just be a tool that Nagito used to kill himself and make it more difficult. And I feel like Monokuma would be like, yeah, sure, whatever. This Monokuma in particular, like, it would be like, yeah, this would make everything more complicated for everyone. Wouldn't that be fun? And he's like, you know what? Sure. I'm gonna stab you 30 times in the legs. Like he said, it seems impossible if you think about it, but I feel like I'm overlooking something. Oh, we have to contradict Chiaki. Make your argument. What are we doing? So, here's the thing, though. I'm looking at the body now, with the burn rope and the hand being stabbed to the arm, to the right hand. It makes me think that he actually watched fighting somehow. Also, the Monokuma plushie that was stabbed, which might not be a plushie, which might be a real Monokuma that was stabbed. But maybe he freed himself somehow because it's the ultimate looking student or whatever, and then he used that hand to fight or something, and that's why he got stabbed again, which would have mean that it wasn't a suicide, which is, I assume, the path we're taking right now because this was brought up way too early. Let me look at survival life.
That's obviously impossible.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Oh, what?
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
Okay, what are we doing? If our assumption that Nagito committed suicide is correct, Nagito should have tied himself up too. That's okay, right? Tied himself up. Well, like, okay. Burn rope. Unless that is also set up. The rope that was tied to Nagito's right arm burned off. However, Nagito's right sleeve still looked clean. Okay, so the rope is a deception because he burned it beforehand. Then, how did he stab himself in the fucking hand though? Like, unless someone else did it.
That's obviously impossible.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
So one arm
Couldn't do
wasn't
much
tied.
with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Give a bit of the evidence, I
Dirty
guess.
joke! Is that a dirty
I
joke?
I could be. Yeah, I can continue to look at the evidence. What are my truth bullets?
To actually tie up your own arm.
Wasn't the teeth because he had duct tape on. I took a screenshot of the truth bullets that I have. Only 5 of them though, because I have to scroll through them. Oil lighter, torture wounds, burn rope, survival knife, duct tape. Let me.
That's obviously impossible.
Okay. So, okay. So now we go to them. Sure. So, survival knife. Yes. 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 Okay. Duct tape. Okay. Probably not duct tape. Plushie. Okay. Panels. Not the panels, not the panels. Oil lighter. Not it. Then we have torture wounds and burn rope. Torture wounds. Both of Nagito's legs were tied with rope, and each rope was tied to nearby pillars, which prevented him from moving. He wouldn't be able to tie himself up. Like, at all. Right? Well, if you tie to the pillar, and then you bring the ropes... I suppose you theoretically could, and then you would have one free arm, which is the burn rope arm, right?
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
It would be.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Oh,
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty
I
joke?
might have to have sword accomplice. Let me try shooting this here,
To
though.
actually tie up your own.
Done!
No,
Okay.
that's wrong.
I was gonna try that earlier, but I decided to read more into it.
Hold on a sec. Isn't that premise flawed?
What? I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were.
It is a mistake.
No, it shouldn't have been both of his arms.
I mean, there
Rope
was
on
a
his
rope
right
there,
arm
so
was
I'm not
completely
blaming
burnt
him
up.
for thinking that,
Based on
but...
that, you can't say he was tied up.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that.
Or it might be another one of Nagito's dirty tricks.
But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it.
The proof that the burn rope Nagito's arm is a trap is his right sleeve.
I see.
Is not damaged by
Take
it.
a close look at
It's
his
looking
right
clean,
sleeve.
which means it wasn't affected
Even
by the
though
fire.
the rope was burnt up, his sleeve wasn't burned at all. Wouldn't you agree? A burn like this, no matter how you think about it, is unnatural.
Mm-hmm.
That rope was burned in advance so it would look like it was burned in the fire.
Then Nagito's right
Like if the
arm
fire
wasn't
is already
tied up, right?
planned, then you
He
can
was
use
able to
that.
move it freely, right?
Yeah, that should be the case.
Hajime, that's awesome! I'll let you cop a feel if you want.
Sure.
Akane, you should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first.
Sure.
That's definitely wrong.
All right.
Fine. I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch me, right?
Okay.
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about Nagito.
He goes like, I'm talking about the murderer, guys.
I mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, the knife was still stabbed into it, you know?
Oh my god. Boobs.
It's impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand.
Ah, that much is obvious.
I mean, yes.
Hajime, you tricked me! Give me back that Benjamin!
You weren't the one that gave me money. Also, I didn't give you money. Also, I didn't touch your boobs yet. Not only did she try to charge me, now she wants the money back. What?
Hold on. There should be a way.
Then hurry up and spill it.
If it's something lame, I'll make you give back the Benjamin with 10,000% interest.
I got it. Chill. A way to stab yourself in your right hand using only your right hand. How would, like, with your like fingers, if you? In which direction was the knife on? Oh, the girder on the ceiling. The knife was on top, and then it fell on the hand. And yes, all of these plans sounds like the most bullshit thing ever, but Nagito was the ultimate lucky student. So it ended up being exactly what he planned, because everything would align in the exact way that he wanted. Maybe. There's definitely an answer to this. Are you sure? No. But I'm thinking the girder on the thing on top that had blood on it. Blood on girder. And the blood is more like
Even
a mark.
if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If you threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall,
That not it?
It's wrong?
Aw. Okay.
Even if Nagito's right hand was free,
I'm still gonna try on
how could he
another.
stab his right hand with his right hand?
if he threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Could be.
Maybe he propped the knife somehow?
Here. Damn it! I'm gonna keep trying that on everything.
Even if Nagito's right, how could he stab his right hand with his?
If he threw the knife into the air and let the knife, could he stab his hand that way?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Maybe he propped the knife somehow and slammed his right hand down on it?
Propped it
No.
onto what?
If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
If you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily. We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand.
Give me back that Benjamin. If Nagito could only use his right hand to stab himself in the palm, how did he do it?
Even if
It's
Nagito's
not-
right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If he
Wait, let me look at the chill bullet again. Like, yeah, the knife is going downwards, so
and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
can he absorb or let the knife fall
Maybe he propped the knife somehow
and then use it on Chiaki or whatever?
and slammed his right hand down on it?
Propped it onto what?
If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
What if I... No. No. I'm gonna
Even
try
if Nagito's
absorbing.
right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall, could he stab his
Okay,
hand
I
that
can't
way?
absorb blues. Done.
Is he a throwing
Now we
knife
know.
expert?
Maybe he propped the knife somehow? And slammed his right hand down on it?
Propped it onto what?
If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
If you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily. We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand.
I have no idea what to do here. Literally no idea. You can give me a hint if you want. If you remember what the answer is. Like, that has happened on like every trial with chat. Chat has given me hints before. Because I would rather get a hint instead of being stuck for like 20 minutes, which is what happened one time. The Monokuma plushie thing. Okay, how does this make sense though? It has a bloody hole. How would this make sense? Wait, what's the... Oh my god, we still have all this shit at the end that I have no idea what they relate to. Are they related to murder at all? Okay. There is this hole. Like, what is the blood and how does it relate to the knife?
How could he stab
Let's
his
try.
right hand with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Maybe he propped the knife somehow?
Try this. Sure.
I agree with that.
Let's hear the logic behind that.
The life-sized Monokuma plushie. He must have used that to prop the knife.
Makes sense. That's why there was a big hole in the plushie's stomach.
Mm-hmm. There's blood on it
He
too.
inserted the knife handle into that hole.
It's like a
to prop
giant
it up.
hole though.
Then he slammed his hand onto it.
Like it is a hole that kind of looks like someone animate punched them through the fucking stomach.
If
A little
that's
bit.
it, he had to place the plushie near him. And it also explains the mysterious blood on the plushie.
But the knife is coming downwards. Like it'd have
So
to
the
fall
blood
from
on
the thing.
plushie came from Nagito after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand.
I see. So that's the trick.
But for a moment, I seriously thought Monokuma died or something.
He's right here.
A bleeding plushie is super scary. It's got the same fear factor as a doll whose hair grows too long.
After stabbing his hand, he no longer needed the plushie, so he cast it off toward the fire's origin point.
He probably thought the fire would incinerate it and destroy the evidence.
So what do you think now, Fuyuhiko?
I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem.
It's like stabbed
The
into the
spear.
ground though.
Basically, you're saying
Maybe.
Nagito committed suicide
Oh, yeah.
by impaling himself with a spear.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the spear though.
If you think about the order,
The
getting
spear
killed by
was
the spear
propped in the
should have been
girder.
The last thing to happen to Nagito. If that's true,
Okay.
how is that possible?
That would make more sense though, because the spear would have enough weight on. But what about the? Oh, the blood is on the end of the thing, because that is the blood on the girder, maybe.
He can't
I know
grab a
how that
spear
works.
with his right hand if a knife is stabbed into it and his left hand was all tied up.
Or wait, what did they say the wound was on the arm, on the left one, torso ones? No, blood on left hand. No, not that. Also, well, we have to explain what is the pattern for the blood here, though. It's almost like he was holding something and like the blood fell on him from above and then he let go and that's when the spear fell, maybe. Okay, what is the wound that I'm looking for? The one on his forearm, on his left forearm. Torture wounds. Keep looking. Okay, let's just.
Then he probably took the spear first, and as he endured the pain, he stabbed the knife into his right hand.
No, like that is probably what killed him.
There is a limit to his constitution.
Yes.
If you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
No, don't take that out of context. Don't take that out of context.
I'm sorry.
Don't take.
Like I said, if you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Why? 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 Why?
I need you recorded.
For like 5 seconds, bro.
You better cut it out.
5 seconds.
Like she said, in that condition, it's very
God.
difficult to stab yourself with a spear.
This motherfucker.
It'd be hard to use a spear
God.
with a knife stabbed into your right hand while your left hand is tied up.
The fact that he made it through the game, I'm just like, God. Do we always have to have like the idiot survive? Like, that's fine. I'm fine with idiots, but this idiot is also a simp.
So you're saying it's impossible?
I thought Shiaki was gonna repeat it too. Me too, actually. Actually, I thought she was gonna talk about penetration too.
But no matter what I think, I can't believe Nagito's death was caused by someone else.
I also agree with that.
I also agree with that.
To think that one of us could kill someone with such cruelty, I could never believe that.
Is one of us a secret serial killer again?
You say you can't believe it? You just don't want to believe it, right? But that's why you keep getting betrayed over and over again, right? Same goes for this time, too.
Mm-hmm.
You just shut your mouth. It's against the rules to interfere with everyone. If you even think about doing anything, I have a plan of my own.
Monomi's really interesting this chapter. I wonder what's happening with her.
Monomi's sassing me.
But
She's like
it's
serious
just
for
as
once.
Monokuma said, we've been betrayed over and over again so far. So this might also be the same. Calling this a suicide takes too much for granted, and it's too convenient.
Then are you saying there is a killer among us, Kazuichi?
Of course, that doesn't include Miss Sonia and me.
Bro!
As Kazuichi said, it's true we've been constantly betrayed. But even if I'm betrayed again, I still want to believe in everyone.
I do like
no matter
that though.
how many times I may be betrayed, I still want to believe in everyone.
I also want to believe that there's no killer, but suicide is unimaginable.
Like, this is the thing though, is that like, on a meta level for me as the player, I'm like, it makes no sense. Therefore, it's the answer. Because this is how this game works, how this video game works, right? But for them as real people inside of the real universe, it just doesn't make sense, right? Oh my god,
Do you really
Danganronpa.
think so?
But you said it too. It'd be impossible for him to stab himself with a spear in his condition.
I did say difficult, but I never said impossible.
Impossible is not a word for us gamers.
I feel that there's some way he could have stabbed himself
The
with
girder.
that spear.
What kind of way?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You don't
Sure.
know.
Sure.
It's impossible to figure out by myself. So let's think about it together. That's how we made it this far up till now.
Everyone working together.
She's right. We made it through several ordeals till now by doing that. Then even now.
Alright, let's do this.
Make your argument. Girder, give me the girder. Just let me use that. No, it's not. Okay, cool. Well, may have to absorb something. Blood on left hand. Let's go with that.
How did Nagito stab himself with a spear?
That is the question.
Let's work together and think this through.
when the spear stabbed
Leave it to Lord
Nagito,
Kazuchi Soda?
his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
Yes.
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left hand was also tied up.
Then that rules out his left hand.
There we go.
No, that's
There's
wrong.
something to this left hand. What is that emote? Is that like a music emote?
Hold
Damn.
on.
Yeah.
It's still too
Every time the
early
music
to
plays, it's
dismiss
like
the possibility that he
I
used
saw
his
I
left
saw like a
hand.
meme of the first game, I think, where it was like a 5-second video on YouTube, and it was literally just like a still frame of the people on the class trial, but there was the dancing Peter Parker meme just in sitting instead of being Makoto. That was really funny.
Why? I mean, his left hand was tied up, you know?
But there was something off about his left hand. The bloodstain on the palm of his hand. Don't you think it looked somewhat strange? He only had blood on the lower area of his palm. Beyond that point, the bloodstain suddenly cuts off, right?
When the blood splattered, that's as far as it reached, right?
That settles the description of that bloodstain, but it's not the only unnatural bloodstain. Look, there's blood on the back of his hand. around
Like
the middle joints
I'm
of his
thinking
fingers.
that he was holding it like, I'm just gonna hold my mouse. Like I think he was like holding it like this. Can you see that on the camera? Like I think he was like literally holding it like this. The back end of the spear, the like ball or whatever it has in the back. And then he like somehow he cut up his forearm in such a way that like a giant splatter of blood went flying there, and then he let go of it, and the spear then, the ball of the spear then traveled all the way through the girder that left the blood mark, and then it fell on him, something like that. I would look it up now, be right back. I don't remember the title of it. It was like when the class trial music kicks in or something like that. It was funny, but I don't remember the title exactly.
Like you said, it looks like an unnatural bloodstain, but what's wrong with that?
We might need to think and use our imaginations for a bit.
Oh god, we have to think. I found it. When you're in a class trial but the music is too hype. That's the title of the video. In fact, fuck it, let's play it. Let's play that video. It's a good video. I love doing dumb shit during streams. This is the video. Alright, there we go. That's good. That's good. Alright. Back to the video game. Okay. Okay. And there we go.
If there's blood on his palm and the back of his hand, what was his left hand doing as the blood splattered?
This whole other thing. What was Nagito's left hand doing when the blood splattered? Ripping.
I see.
There we go.
When the blood splattered, he was probably gripping with his left hand. That's why there's such a strange looking bloodstain on his palm and the back of his hand.
Yeah.
Was he grabbing his front tail?
Stop talking about tails!
Perish the thought! He was obviously grabbing the spear.
Yes, actually. The back end of the spear. The
Now
ball
that you
thingy.
mention it, compared to the rest of his body, the wounds on his left arm are pretty mild. He probably made his wounds mild on purpose, so he could keep his strength while he gripped the spear.
But even if he held the spear with his tied up left hand, it'd be impossible for him to stab himself.
That's right, that's the problem.
Hey, Chiaki, what do you think? Hey, don't tell me you're getting sleepy.
At times like this, You should always strike from a good angle, just like fixing an old TV.
What does that mean?
Oh, I got it. Maybe.
Hmm?
Really?
Yeah, like I thought. It's no mistake that Nagito was gripping the spear. I think. However, what's important is what section of the spear he was gripping.
Alright, I'm back. Did you find it? I found it, and I played it. The section of the spear he was holding. Oh, that. Oh god, I mean, handle? That's not the handle. No. Cord.
I see.
Okay, cord. No luck. I found that.
That's it. Instead of the handle, Nagito must have been holding on to the cord.
I found it. I'll play it for you. It's a good video. It's called When You're in a Class Trial but the Music's Too Hype. That's the title of the video. Okay. Let's continue playing the video game.
There was a metal weight at the tip of the cord, but there were bloodstains on that part too. Plus, the joint between the weight and the cord had a bloodstain shaped like it was cut off by
I
something.
didn't realize that there is like a straight up point where there's nothing. So it was straight up gripping the cord.
Isn't
That
the
explains
size of
it.
that cut-off section about the same size as a human fist?
That pretty much confirms it. Then.
Ah, you're right. So this is the part Nagito was gripping, huh? And then the blood that was supposed to end up here ended up getting on Nagito's left hand.
Yeah.
But why is it so important to know which part of the spear he was gripping?
Because of the girder on top.
You're not gonna say
Like, I'm
he
ahead of
ripped
them.
the tip of the cord, swung the spear around, and stabbed himself, right?
This is the way it always goes in these trials. Like, you're ahead of like 50% on it, and you're completely lost on the other 50%.
That is where the clue to solve this mystery resides. Right, Chiaki? I am sorry. Of course this mystery will not be solved that easily.
Nagito was ripping the cord extending from the butt of the spear with his left hand. But from there, how should he stab himself in the stomach with the spear?
It seems we are stuck. Shall we have tea time?
I'll be down for
Time
that.
like this. How about we stick to the plan to think one step at a time instead of expecting the answers all at once?
That's a long plan name.
It is.
One step at a time. What does that mean?
Let's focus on the spear first. Namely, where it was and how it was positioned just before it impaled Nagito.
Completely vertical.
How it was positioned.
Nagito was facing up and the spear was stabbed through his stomach. So if it's just before that... That's it. Could it be the state of the spear and the fact that Nagito was holding the tip of the cord attachment? Time to play Hangman! Oh, it's a logic dive. Okay, cool. I thought it was Hangman. Pum, pum, pum. Okay, our triangle fucker's gonna spawn on me again. Yeah. Oh. Okay, cool. Oh, logic dive. I was so sure it would be Hangman. I forget logic dive exists, if I'm honest with you. Even though it's fun. Question number 1. Where was the spear just before you impaled Nagito? Above. Let's go. Oh god, that's a new obstacle. Never seen that before. Now we have the diamond assholes. Oh god, that I was expecting it to stop, but it didn't. I suppose it goes all the way to the edge and then it stops. Oh god, sure. Hit us with April's Fool's Law. Question number 2. The girder. Sprinklers. I mean, theoretically, yes. Technically, yes, there were sprinklers too, but... So the girder isn't even a truth bullet I have to use. I have to just say it on Logic Dive. Which is essentially the game just almost giving you the answer, really. Oh god! I keep thinking that this diamonds are gonna stop at some point, but no. Like, sometimes they stop and sometimes they don't. So you can't really predict it. You kept going. Yeah. What item connects both the spear and the cylinder? The core, right? Yeah. Oh god. Cool. Done.
It's all coming together.
Yes. It's all coming together.
The spear impaled Nagito as he was laying face up. It must have been perpendicular to him just before that.
Perpendicular? In the middle of the air?
If Nagito did that all by himself, did he have some sort of ESP?
That'd be awesome, but he probably used the ceiling girder directly above him.
Yeah.
Nagito probably slung the cord over the ceiling girder, and using that as a support, he hoisted the spear directly above him.
Yes. You
And
just
if
let
Nagito
go
of the
eventually,
cord,
and
the
you
spear
just...
would have fallen and impaled him while he was laying face up.
This is the most bullshit thing ever. Honestly.
I noticed a slight red streak on the ceiling girder. It probably got smeared there during the setup.
Fucking Nagito. This is the only way Nagito could have gone, honestly.
The blood on the cord probably rubbed off on the ceiling girder as the spear was falling.
Yes.
So, how about it? Using this method, Nagito could have impaled himself with the spear.
Are you serious? He really committed suicide? Like that?
I like that it's sinking in now. It's like, wow, he really did that, huh?
He probably chose that spear so he could commit suicide like that. If someone else did this, there's no reason they'd go to all this trouble just to kill someone with a spear.
Yeah.
I agree. When I was investigating this case, I kept thinking over and over how strange it was. Why did the killer use the knife and the spear so differently?
So you're saying he needed to use that spear to pull off his trick?
Yeah.
Then, this is for real? He really committed suicide?
Boy, he was more fucked up than I thought. It's not about the suicide, it's the
Every
fact that he
single wound on
went
his
through
body.
all these
That
hoops
was all him?
just to, like, fuck with us.
Not just that, he did all that while he was gripping the spear?
Yeah.
That spear should not have stabbed Nagito until the very end.
I like that you can see the despair eyes on him.
Which means Nagito
It's a
wounded
nice
himself
detail.
while he was gripping that spear, right?
And the duct tape was probably there because, like, he would be screaming his ass off if he was doing everything.
Did he put the duct tape on his mouth too?
Just, yeah, because he would be screaming. Even if it was planned, he would be screaming.
Probably covered his own mouth so
Yeah.
we wouldn't hear him screaming in pain.
Yeah.
Did he need to go that far?
Yes.
That's beyond crazy. Why would he do that to himself?
To fuck with us. Because he needed to fuck with us after death in order to prove to him that we can solve the mystery of the eye or whatever. Or deal with or overcome the despair that is yet to come or something. Look at all that pain.
He
Yeah,
was
man.
probably trying to get us to make a mistake. By committing a suicide that looked like a murder, he was trying to steer us toward the wrong answer. His goal was to get us all executed.
No, I think his goal I mean, probably. His goal was to see if you would become, if you would get all executed, or if you would overcome it. Because you needed to overcome it
Stabbed himself over
for
and
what
over
is
again?
to come, which is what he figured out, probably. To think he would go that far. I buy it. I 100% buy it. I called it because I buy it so much. Like...
Did he want us to die that bad?
That's messed up. That's seriously so messed up.
Yeah, that's our Nagito.
Jeez, and I was starting to feel a little sympathetic towards him. How stupid of me. I completely underestimated his capacity for malice. The fact that all the characters get the wrong idea maybe Chiaki's gonna be like, actually no. A mind-boggling malice that threatened us even after he died. That's the form of his malice took. I had forgotten all about it until now. If he was here now, he'd probably be sneering at me.
However, there is one thing I still do not understand. He said he would reveal the traitor, right? Whatever became of that?
He was probably planning to kill the traitor along with the rest of us.
So why did he not just do that in the first place?
With
If he had no qualms with killing everyone,
Yes.
he did not have to cause a bomb scare to reveal the traitor.
he could have just bombed the traitor. He could have just bombed everyone. He did have access to bombs. He used a real one.
I bet the bomb scare was part of the strategy behind this trick. He made us split up and search for a bomb so none of us would have an alibi. He created a scenario where any of us could have killed him.
He tried to make us doubt each other and tried to hide the truth behind his suicide.
Did he cause a bomb scare for that reason alone?
He's a fucking bastard who killed himself for his delusions of grandeur. It's not that unthinkable.
I can like see that like I can see a little bit more, even more so, how people like really like Nagito. Like there's a lot of Nagito KOMAEDA fans out there. There's a lot of Nagito KOMAEDA fans on my chat sometimes. I'm still surprised Kazuchi survived that explosion. Me too. But like if the game just shits on him non-stop and then at the end goes, he was doing this for you guys, I can see some people would be like, oh my heart. Like the people that like also love a type of character that is like weird and fucked up like that, and then they go like, oh my baby did that for me, he's so perfect, he's so adorable, I love him. And it's like, no, like like I can see, because even if the game goes even further and goes like, fuck that guy for like 90% of it, then I can see someone that likes Nagito be like defensive about it, be like, no, shut up, he's good. And then they feel vindicated at the end, which only adds to it. Because like every character right now is going, fuck him, he wanted to kill us, which is clearly not true. But
You are right.
that doesn't make him better in my eye. I like him because he's interesting. I think he's probably the most interesting character in the game. And the game would be objectively worse if he wasn't in it. So I like him as a character. And you weren't here for this, but like very early on in the game, I made like a not a theory, but like a thematic theory about what the idea behind his design was. And I was thinking that like Nagito is almost like okay, so I titled that stream bot of like the first trial a personification of intrusive thoughts. That's what I named that, because I almost saw Nagito as like, again, a personification of intrusive thoughts. Like Nagito is supposed to be like all of your bad thoughts, all of your negative thoughts, your depression, your anxiety, your intrusive thoughts. And I should go back and watch your previous gameplays. You're not missing much. But like, Nagito, from like a design standpoint, when they're creating the character, I wouldn't be surprised if he was supposed to be like the voice inside your head that is telling you that you suck, that is telling you that you're bad, that is telling you that, like, because okay, so he's not telling that to the characters, but he's telling that to himself. So it's almost like he is that voice in your head referring to himself in that manner. And then whether or not you're supposed to love him or like hate him is almost like whether or not you reject or accept that voice, which is almost in a way whether or not you accept or reject like your intrusive thoughts and your depression, and you spiral down that path. Because like step number one in order to get better when you have an illness like that, it is rejecting it and deciding, I'm going to get better. You know, it is literally step one. Like your mentality needs to shift at some point. And I almost see Nagito as that. And he refers to himself as a stepping stone in order for you to get better, for everyone to achieve like hope. So it is almost literally that. He is like a personification of like your depression or anxiety or anything, your intrusive thoughts in general. That's what I name it. And then it's up to you whether or not you want to reject it and improve or not. That's what I instantly saw him as.
Yeah, it appears we've come to a conclusion. The bastard Nagito committed suicide. It was all done by him so we'd be executed.
So I think like he's literally like the most interesting character in the game.
That should
But
be okay, right?
well, I haven't finished the game yet, but it feels that way. Which is why I was so surprised when he died in this trial. I was like, he has to live until the end of the game, which then transforms into this is probably the end of the game somehow. Like maybe not this trial, but like we're in the end game now. I think this is our survivor crew.
What? You're not satisfied yet?
No, I agree that Nagito killed himself, but I feel like there's something that doesn't make sense.
Oh, Ken, are you gonna see something smart?
It's probably just my imagination.
No, what were you thinking? Why? I mean, I sort of understand what she's talking about. I don't think it's a mistake to assume Nagito committed suicide, but why do I feel so uneasy about it? Is it because we don't know who the traitor is,
So
or...
what are you gonna do? Is it okay to proceed with the voting time?
What do you think, Akane?
Well, there's no doubt Nagito's death was a suicide. Oh well, I guess my gut is wrong sometimes.
Oh, I'm worried now. Akane's gut is never wrong.
You are right. It is not as though we can draw any other conclusion.
Then it's okay to end it here.
Was it literally not him? Someone was setting it up in order for it to look like the most overcomplicated bullshit that it was him, but it wasn't?
That means we're done with this last class trial and we can leave this island, right? It's okay to reach such a happy ending, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think that's
Then
happening.
it's okay? It's okay
Well,
to
the first
say
game did have a sort of happy
decided
ending,
on
but...
the killer? Understood. Then voting time.
No, hold on a sec.
Okay, Hachime, what are we doing? Like you said, it is never that easy. I mean, yeah, we only was streaming for like an hour and a half. It has to go on for another 2 at least.
Hold on. Why?
Sorry, just a little more. I want you guys to wait just a little more. I can't help but feel like there's still something we overlooked.
How many truth bullets haven't we used? like
who the
half of
traitor
them.
is?
But the issue here is who killed Nagito, right? Even if we identify the traitor, the conclusion won't change.
That's true, but...
The mystery isn't just about who the traitor is.
Huh?
No matter how you look at it, Nagito's death is a suicide. But
We need to find out like the purpose, the motive of it.
I'm a little worried, you know? I'm worried about starting the voting time while there's still a mystery.
Hey, what do you mean it's not about who the traitor is? What kind of mystery is left?
We don't know, it's a mystery.
There's just one thing that doesn't make sense, and it relates to Nagito's death.
The actual truth.
Plus, it's something even Nagito couldn't influence. He couldn't even tamper with the evidence for it.
Is there something on his death scene that he couldn't interfere with? That he couldn't set up? I mean, we have a lot of shit that we haven't talked about yet, but something related to Nagito's death, and it's something that he couldn't have messed with.
You're gonna keep going? Here I thought we were finally finished.
Something related to Nagito's death, a piece of evidence that he couldn't mess with. Oh god. Oh god. I just went over them to see if I could... But like... I don't know which it is. And I have 3 minutes to figure it out. Shit! And I can't pause the game either. Shit. What could he have not interfered with? So... The blood splatter? Well, no. Like, from all the other wounds, the blood splatter might have happened anyway. What is the question? Something related to Nagit's death, a piece of evidence that he couldn't mess with. Is it the infantry player?
Crap!
No, it isn't. Oh, I'm losing a lot of health here. Okay, but I reset the timer a little bit. Okay, a piece of evidence. So, MP3 player wasn't. The lighter. I mean, he could have prepared the MP3 player. He could have prepared the lighter. He could have prepared the panels. Yes, the girder thing. The plushie. I'm still not sure what he did with the plushie, by the way. They're saying he propped it. Wow, I can't remember. Really? Are you on the same boat as me? Wow. Damn it. Oh, this is a tough one. I'm really trying to figure it out. With our combined brain power, we're gonna fail. I'm just gonna try random shit.
Crap!
No. Okay. That does reset the timer. So it gives us more time to think. Okay. Let's read the Monokuma file. The body was discovered inside the warehouse near the Monokuma plushie factory. It is estimated the time of death is believed to be noon sharp. Not only is there a spear thrown in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds in each of his sides. Furthermore, there is a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand. I'm at the point where I'm thinking the time. Like, how could he have known that it was like noon or some shit? Like, he burned off the rope beforehand, so it's not that. Can you scroll down? Blood on left hand, duct tape, spear Gungnir, Monokuma plushie, blood on girder, Monokuma panels, oil lighter, MP3 player, Sonia's account, Monokuma's account, Monokuma's notebook, gas mask and gloves, piece of blue paper, Monokuma's special poison, Hope Speaker Academy files. So it's neither of this at the bottom, I suppose. Okay, no. It is something about the crime scene. I believe it has to do with the fire. Did I try oil lighter?
Crap!
It's not. We're gonna lose a lot of health here. Okay, I was going one by one. So, survival knife. Stab into Nagito's right hand. The knife is from the military base. Safe to assume Nagito's wounds and legs and were caused by the knife. The blood splattered onto the palm of Nagito's left hand for some reason. The splatter cuts off in the middle of his palm, also the back of his left hand, and a natural blood stain that only above the middle jointed fingers. Are we referring to how did he have so much blood on his hand? It wasn't from a wound. It was almost as if someone dropped blood on him. That's something I thought. So that is a possibility. Duct tape. I don't think there's nothing about the blood. Duct tape. This does make sense. Spear of Gungnir. united to stomach, a cord with an iron weight at the end if extends from the back of the hand. For some reason, only the section where the cord... Yeah, that makes sense. Life-size Monokuma plushie that was found on the floor near the fire's origin point. It has a huge bloody hole in the stomach as it was stabbed. We did try the plushie, so no. Blood and girder. This does make sense. Monokuma panels. In one area, the panels seemingly lay on top of each other. He could have prepared that. It's not the lighter. It's not the MP3. I'm gonna try the hand. I literally don't know what else.
Crap!
Damn it! Jake is worried about something else. Damn it. Okay, so what did we try? What is it? We tried blood on left hand. I'm typing them. We tried the Monokuma plushie. We tried the lighter. And I think we tried the MP3, right? So what else do we have? The panels, the blood and girder, the survival knife. I'm still not sure. I'm so useless. Don't go Nagito on me. I'm still not sure how they propped it with the plushie and shit. Like, they talked about it, but I'm still not sure how that happened. The burn rope. I'm gonna try that.
Crap.
No. We're just gonna die here. So it's not the knife. You put it in the hole. Yeah, but how did the wound happen? Oh, did the wound happen? Well, no. I'm still not sure how the wound happened. Like, he put it in the Monokuma hole, and then what? Stabbed his hand. How though? Like, okay, so there was like a Monokuma with the knife on the floor, and then he just slammed it, and then he threw the plushie away? Probably, yeah, okay, I get it. Okay, so we have tried knife, blood on left hand, plushie, MP3, and the oil lighter. What is missing? We can literally look up the answer. We can literally do that. In fact, you can go ahead and do that if you want. If we stay stuck here for like 20 minutes, we can just look up the answer. Well, let's try and figure it out. You can look it up, but don't tell me. Each rope was tied to nearby pillars. I mean, it makes sense that he would be able to stab himself. Noon sharp. Laceration on his left arm. What is the laceration? I think I know what it is, but let's get a real definition. Deep cut or tear in skin and flesh. Okay. He could have done that. Okay. Or rope. But like, he could have burned it like before he did any of this. Survival knife. Duct tape. My brain hurts. It'd be like that sometimes. MP3 player, oil lighter, Monokuma panels. I tried the panels because we're running out of time, so fuck it.
Crap.
Nope. We're still alive though. We're living. So it's not the panels. So okay, how many truth bullets do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have used 6. So I literally tried half. And we have half left. We have the file left. Okay, so we have left the file. Torture wounds. Burned rope. Duct tape. The spear. And the girder. Okay. So confusing. So, file. What does it say? Warehouse near the Monokuma Publishing Factory. Yes. Noon sharp. Not only is there a spear stab in the stomach, multiple stab wounds on each of his sides, but must there is a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand. I think that makes sense. Torture wounds. But Nagito's legs were tied with rope. Each rope was tied to nearby pillars, which prevented him from moving. His sides were also covered with a lot of stab wounds. I mean, yes, because if you... I'm guessing he could not tamper with the evidence. What do you mean? But, like, what is the truth bullet that I have to choose in order to say that? Burn rope. Because he could have burned the rope beforehand. What is... Spear gun here? I mean, he did have access to the spear, because he was in that castle, so never mind. The girder. Girder. I kind of want to see the girder just because it's like really convenient in order to solve it. But like that makes sense. It does make sense. So then we have burn rope. Makes sense. Torture wounds. It does make sense. File. I think everything in the files makes sense. What, the girder? Where was it? Fuck. Now I forgot what the girder was. Sure, try. Whatever.
Crap.
No, we're dead. Oh, we have one more! Okay. We have one more. We're living. At this point, I'm wondering if it's one of the truth bullets that one more. Yeah, like Persona. I think that's a Persona thing, right? Like, is it maybe a truth bullet from like the cottage that is not related to no, something related to Nagito's death, a piece of evidence that he couldn't mess with. I'm worrying if I die here, I have to like redo a whole thing. That's what I'm worrying. You can look up the answer if you want at this point. Something related to his death. A piece of evidence he couldn't tamper with. Yeah, you're good. File contains House Peak Academy profile from... To put you back to this. Okay, cool. So fuck it, keep trying. So all of this is something that he could tamper with then. No restart on the trial, good. Okay, what is something he couldn't tamper with? Which is the wording that they explicitly tell me. He couldn't mess with. Because he can plan time of death, he can plan the place, he can plan the staves, the spear, laceration, he can plan all of that. He could mess with all of this. What is something he couldn't mess with?
Crap!
Nope. We're dead. Alright, try again. So it's okay. So I'm literally just writing down which ones I've tried and which ones I haven't. Because I'm just gonna do that. Because I'm literally just gonna do that until I get it. Okay, Hajime. Can I do this indefinitely? Because I feel like eventually the game is just gonna go like, no, die. Let's try the file.
I see.
It was the file. What the? Okay. What part of the file?
The Monokuma file?
What part of the file? Or is it the fact that Monokuma gave us like... Yeah, because Monokuma is the one that gave us the time. That is something that he couldn't have messed with. But like, how does that relate to the... Okay, sure, let's listen.
That's it.
Huh? There was something suspicious in the Monokuma file?
It gave us information that he... like... We wouldn't know the time of death unless Monokuma told us, right? Okay, the victim is Nagito Komaeda. The body was discovered inside the warehouse near the Monokuma Pleasure Factory. The estimated time of death is believed to be noon sharp. Not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his sides. Furthermore, there's a laceration in his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand. The suspicious part of Monokuma file that Chiaki is worried about is the time. What is it? What's hidden in the Monokuma file? Oh, now we play Hangman. How many letters? I have no idea what to say here. Okay. So try random letters until something makes sense. Okay, it's not A. It's not E. Oh, you're right. Yeah, but I don't know what the game wants me to say though. Okay, it's not S. Is it O? No, we're gonna die here. It's not an E. We already tried A, it's not that. It's not an O. It's not an A. Cause of death, maybe. It's cause of death. Got it. God, there's so much shit on my screen right now. Fuck! That wasn't you. Damn it! Too late. Damn it! Oh my god, we're so fucked. We're so fucked. Okay, I see an O. I'm not even reading chat because yeah, some shit is gonna blow up to my right there. Yeah. Kalsov. I need... Oh my god. I need a D. I need a real round. There we go. D. There we go. Damn it. Okay, I got the... Now I need an A. Oh my god. Like, holy shit. This is too much. There we go. A. T. H. Done. Whew! At least they don't deal that much damage. At least we're good.
In this particular case's Monokuma file, there's no specific cause of death.
I suppose that's true. Let's reread the phrasing. Estimated time of death. Yeah. Yeah, it just says everything that happened to his body, but it doesn't necessarily specify what killed him. You can regain health by focusing. Oh, can I? Do I have a skill for that? I think I do. Not only is there a spear stab in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his sides. Furthermore, there's a laceration of the left arm. Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Until now, the files always
Nagito, my
specified the cause
freaking
of
dead.
death.
Yeah. He's dead! Hi, Marcy, how are you doing?
But the cause of death is obvious, is it not? The spear in Nagito's stomach. It is obvious just by looking at it
It's
that
been a
it
while.
was the cause of death.
We can assume that,
Maybe it's
but
not
this game is
included if it's
bullshit,
not
so.
important enough to write about.
Well, Monokuma,
I plead the fifth!
There he goes again! I'm so appalled that I have nothing
We were
to
literally
say.
having a hard time guessing. Yes. This is how it works in these
But
streams.
even during Gundam's case,
Our brains are
and
smooth.
before during Mikan's case, the thing he purposely omitted from the Monokuma file was always the most important mystery in the case.
Are you saying?
I mean, it was
that
a
it
time
this
every time.
Too?
So,
Hold on a sec. Then, are you saying there's more to
it do be like
Nagito's
that
death?
though. Yeah, it do be like that.
Are you suggesting again that his death wasn't a suicide?
After suggesting that it was,
You guys were the ones who said it was a suicide in the first place.
No, I don't think it's a mistake to call Nagito's death a suicide, but
But-
it's not just a suicide. Come to think of it,
it's not just a
did
suicide.
Nagito really commit suicide just to get us all killed?
No, it was in order for us to like overcome the challenge and
Are you
rise
sticking up
above
for
or
him?
whatever.
That's not what I meant. I mean it in a bad sense.
Bad sense?
I just remembered that his malice always defied our expectations, and that concerns me.
Yeah, he wasn't simple.
For example, would that malice just end here?
Huh?
Did Nagito's malice drive him to risk his life for a truth we'd reach this easily? I mean,
Oh my
this
god.
is Nagito we're talking about, you know?
How interesting!
My god.
You sure do believe in Nagito, huh?
What's funny is that he's right.
Because you believe in his malice, you continue to suspect
Nagito's just doing his Naruto
malice.
thing, and after that, yeah, he is. He for sure is.
See, I guess that's what passes for friendship these days.
What friendship?
What should we do, you guys? Should we proceed with the vote? I think we should keep going until everyone is satisfied, even if it's just to be safe.
There's no
You
reason
are
not to.
right. We only get one chance to vote after all.
Yeah.
Just to be safe, huh? Guess I have no choice. If that's the case, I'll do my best to go along with it.
Chill.
This is
Nice.
friggin' annoying. But if you guys say you're doing it, there's no way I'm gonna back out.
Alright,
hey,
cool.
Monokuma, you heard us. The voting's gonna have to wait!
Cool.
We've come this far. Let's work hard till the very end. If we work together, everything should be all right.
Okay, how much bullshit is Australia
That's
gonna
what I
throw at
believe.
me? That's what I want to know.
Aww.
Aw.
Splendid. You guys are so splendid right now. That's right. If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you.
Well, almost 2 hours. Yeah, but he's gonna go for another 2, maybe. If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you, huh? Now that I think about it, Nagito said the same thing. The absolute hope that it can overcome any despair. He said he was yearning for that. Then the situation we're in might be the thing that Nagito wanted all along. No, never mind. What? What are you talking to me? I'm probably overthinking. No, you're on the ball on that one. Oh, yeah. Middle point. Okay, cool. Oh, one of these.
No, no.
Man, my heart was racing like crazy when I thought the voting time was gonna start, but well, if you think about it rationally, there's no way it was gonna happen. We haven't done this bit yet. Most of the players probably figured that out too. You're the only one who didn't know. I actually did forgot that they have intermissions. But in my mind, I was still thinking that we haven't used ultra bullets, and also this has been too short. So, isn't that right, Monomi? Hey, how much longer are you gonna plan to sulk? Let's get along like we always do. Alright, you passed. Friendship is measured by how long you can stand to silence when you're all alone with someone else. So, Monomi and I are the bestest of friends. Don't say such stupid things. I hate you so much right now. Enough. Why do I have to be hated that much? Besides the fact that you snap at me like that, I don't trust you at all. Not even a teensy tiny 1mm bit. How sad. Distrusting your friend is much more shameful than being betrayed by a friend, you know? We aren't even friends in the first place. Does this apply to what's happening on the plot? Then as your older brother, let me say this. You're not even my brother. It's sad to live a life without friendship. That's even sadder than watching a high school rom-com full of guys. Well, there might be some demand for that. Yeah, there is actually. Like I think like a friend of mine sent me like an article, and I didn't like fully read it, but it was like boys love otome games are like the highest grossing games right now in like Asia in general, and there hasn't been that much of a demand for it on the West yet, but they are up and coming. Otome games are taking over. Nagito with wrong one. No, Nagito with gun is a good one. I like that emote.
Ooh,
I fell for it. I totally took the main bait. Oh, I fucking got that emote. It's a good emote. Nagito with gun is a good emote. I like that emote. Trial. Resume.
I'm Monami. By now, there's nothing more for me to say. Anyway, my chest is full of pride right now. Everyone is united against despair. They're totally awesome. That's why I'm gonna fight too. I will fight the only way I can. I'm gonna show that guy my fearsome retaliation. That's basically it.